This other search that ended with Arkansas's most wanted man back behind bars.
Grant Hardin is back in police custody after nearly 2 weeks on the run. This is the moment law enforcement put the cuffs back on the former police chief in Gateway. These photos shared by U.S. Border Patrol.
Yeah, that team apparently just arrived from Texas yesterday to assist local and other officers in this search. And that ending search close right to where this all began. The convicted murderer and rapist found about 1.5 miles from the prison that he slipped out from. This map gives you an idea of how far he got over 12 days.
The DOC says Hardin was finally tracked down near Moccasin Creek in Israel County, thanks to the sharp noses of tracking dogs and the relentless efforts of Arkansas law enforcement and U.S. Border Patrol.
Now, you'll remember he managed to slip out of the North Central unit near Calico Rock 2 Sundays ago. The Department of Corrections says he tricked someone into opening a gate by wearing that homemade police uniform.
Now, shortly after his capture, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders releasing a statement saying, in part, quote, "Thanks to the great work of local, state, and federal law enforcement, Arkansans can breathe a sigh of relief," adding that she wants to give special thanks to the Trump administration and Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem, who, quote, said sent a team from Border Patrol that was instrumental in tracking and apprehending Hardin.
But the questions of how he evaded police that long and the moments that led to his capture, they still linger. And some state lawmakers will very soon be demanding answers.
Because we obviously have a problem. When the worst of the worst offenders are escaping and out on the streets. Mr. Hardin is a violent offender. He's a psychopath murderer. In fact, there's a reason we locked him up. And so, we don't need to be living in fear because we've got great law enforcement officers out there working hard to bring him back. He's hiding, but he will not hide for long.
Republican Senator Tyler Dees there. He serves on the legislative subcommittee that oversees the state's correction system. He and fellow lawmakers recently sent a letter to the state's prison board calling for a full review of Hardin's escape. And beyond the escape itself, Dees says this incident raises deeper questions about the state's overall prison infrastructure, pointing to the ongoing debate over building a new correctional facility.
We've got to think about things differently, and continue to do things the same way is not the answer. In fact, that's the definition of insanity. And so this legislature and this body of committees is going to make sure we review everything in and out.
Dees and the Arkansas Legislative Council, they will meet later this month.